Hi there. The reason I'm recording this video in English is to ask you for help. Not only Americans, where this video is being recorded, but all over the world, since English is a well-known language all the way around. The help we are asking, and it's not only me, it's a whole bunch of videos that you'll see around from other people as well. Very smart, people actually, and some really interesting videos. We need your help. Like Nancy Reagan would say, just say no. And just say no to the Olympics in Brazil. It's too late, we already got it. Just say no to the soccer World Games, the World Cup. Again, too late, we already got it. With the excuse that Brazil was going to be pushed into a new level in the world view by hosting such an event or such events. They set out a plan to rebuild all these stadiums that FIFA said could be part of the games. And now we're only talking about the soccer games. We're not talking about the Olympics yet. To rebuild such stadiums according to FIFA's regulations or FIFA's requirements, the government set aside $4.165 billion or billion reais, which is half of the dollar, just as a comparison, so you would know it's $2.1 billion. So from 4.165, stadiums are not yet completed. Aside from what you've been seeing on the games, like the Federations Cup is happening right now, and you look at the stadiums, they're beautiful stadiums. Outside, however, they're not done. Excuse me. And even though they're not done, we already spent, and I mean we, because as taxpayers in Brazil, the money belongs to everybody. So we Brazilians, we already paid 8.5 billion, and nothing is yet finished. So it's nearly doubled of the original estimate, and I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of it another 30% gets put on top of it. We don't have good hospitals. Aside from what they want you to believe when they say Brazil has a public health care, everybody's taken care of, it's a really big lie. And politicians are very good at lying. Everybody knows in every country we have problems, except, I should say, the only problem is that in Brazil they get away with it. If it was in another country, they wouldn't get away with it. So many protesters are on the street right now, and you can see it on the media. And sometimes the media is fair, sometimes the media is not fair. They'll call them vandals. Yes, they do have some vandals in the middle, but there's nothing you can do. Vandals will get infiltrated and can't really pick them until they do something stupid. But the movement, the basis of the movement is to put a stop to all of that. To all of these politicians making thousands and thousands and thousands of reais a month, when the minimum wage in Brazil is a little bit more than $350, if you will. That's the minimum wage, 342 or 343. Yet these people are spending all this money. Nobody's held accountable for it, and we have no hospitals. We have no schools. The school system is ridiculous. We are like way down the line when it comes to education, even though they want you to believe something completely different. So our way to help the protesters in Brazil is to do our part. And our part is to ask you, please don't go. Don't go. Watch it on TV. Let FIFA lose its money, so maybe they'll start thinking twice or three times before they do all these stupid requirements, and before they become a part of the problem. All this money that's being spent and all of this money that's being stolen, because if you say you're going to do it for 4 billion, in a 3-year period it goes to 8.5 billion, and you're still not done. You can't tell me that this is inflation or anything else. It's plain simple robbery. We are like in a very bad situation when it comes to healthcare. The gangs, like when they say, "Oh, there's no more crime," yeah, it's not there is no more crimes. It's just that they push the crimes to different places, so the focus is not in Rio de Janeiro. Now the smaller towns are in troubles because all these gang, members, in order to escape from the police from Rio, because Rio will be the Olympics, they went to other towns and they are making a mess over there. Bottom line is this: if you can, and if you know of someone that wants to go to Brazil to watch the Olympics or to watch the soccer World Cup, please, we need your help. Don't go. We have the most corrupt government in the history of the country. This is the most corrupt presidency that ever, this last two I should say. And these politicians now from the government's party are voting laws so they cannot be investigated. They already have immunity that they can't be tried in a regular court. They have to be tried in a court where they're part of the judging panel, which is like nobody in the last 11 years, just so you know, only 4 politicians were actually convicted, but none of them spent time in jail. No, none of them is in prison. In all of these scandals in the last 12 years, only 4 were found guilty, and none of the 4 were thrown in prison. And in the US, there's a lot of corruption as well. However, when they're caught, off to jail you go. 8 years, 10 years, 7 years, 12 years, whatever. They have no special quorum. They are tried in the same court that anybody else would be tried on. They have no immunity. And in Brazil, this is the type of people that you're dealing with. So in order for the movement to gain strength, we need to just say, no, we're not going to go. You don't deserve to have this, because you're putting games, you're putting stadiums in front of people's life. You're valuing more to build a stadium than to build a hospital. There's no money to buy medication. People are dying on the line of hospitals. And you can watch them on YouTube, but I'm not just saying this, it's everywhere. People are dying left and right. And they say they have no money. And yet, they already it was armed robbery of 4.4 billion, which is $2.2 billion. And again, nobody's going to be held accountable because they make the law. And if they ever go to trial, it's a special quorum, and they're the ones trying themselves. So the only way we can help the protesters in Brazil is by stopping the money flow into Brazil for such games. If we can start boycotting, everybody sees this. Do your part. Tell your friend, tell your family member, tell anybody you can. Please help the cause. We need all the help we can. And if you can help by just helping us boycott this, you'll be doing society a great favor. And I mean society in Brazil. These people need hospitals. They don't need stadiums. These people need health care. They need schools. They need so many things that this money could have built tons of it. And yet they're putting the money just to show off, saying to the world, oh, we are a great country. Yes, Brazil is a great country. It's too bad we have the kind of politicians we do. Dirty, corrupt, ignorant, and just low-life human beings. And they do not deserve your support. So please, if you can, everybody has to do their part. I'm doing my part. And the only thing I'm asking is to please do not go. And if you know anybody that wants to go, tell them, please, let's help build a better Brazil. Brazil deserves better than this. We don't deserve this kind of dirty people running the country. And if it is a success, they'll laugh and they'll say, hey, we made all this money on top of these ignorant people. So please help. It's the only way we can change things is with everybody's help. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you do your part. Thank you.